Alright guys, so in this video we'll be looking at the legendary grenade mod known as the Firestorm, which is this beautiful thing here. The red text reads, "Soon afterwards the cloud descended upon the earth." And this is a pretty cool grenade mod. You might notice that the damage on the card is actually pretty low compared to other grenades, or what you'd expect for a grenade, but that's actually because it spawns a couple projectiles when you throw the grenade. When you throw it, it will suck in and then it will rain fire on the enemies. So with this, especially if you throw it near an enemy, it sucks them in obviously, and then they get bombarded with all this fire and flames and madness. To get this weapon, I'm pretty sure that the person who has an increased chance to drop it is Captain Traunt, who could be found on Athenas, which is where we are right now. That's just here on the map. I'm just going to hop in here from the future and clarify what I was trying to say in the video. In a 40-minute session, I managed to get this grenade mod to drop 3 times, and it was only one of the 2 items out of all of the items that I managed to get in that session to drop more than once. So I'm pretty positive and confident in saying that this is a drop from Traunt. When I found to try and find what items have an increased chance to drop from what enemies, I tried to eliminate world drop as much as possible, just because world drop can really conflict what you're seeing. But in this case, I was on normal mode, but Traunt seems to have that element of war drop no matter what. But out of these 16 different legendaries that I managed to get to drop, this along with the Devoted was the only thing to drop more than once, and that being said, more than twice. So yeah, I'm pretty confident in saying that this is his drop. It can have quite a big spread, as you can see on this one, which can make it quite annoying to use on smaller enemies because they can just dodge most of the projectiles. But you can get a variant, which I haven't been lucky enough to get yet, called the Rain variant. And that adds a certain amount of projectiles to the grenade, so you'll, instead of just the 3 or 4 that you usually get, you'll get many more. Obviously with the name, you'll only ever get incendiary element on this weapon. It's got a pretty high damage over time, sitting at around 3,500. You can get a nice little damage over time on enemies, but do bear in mind that this is non-mayhem mode, so they don't have the increased health or anything, and the damage is still pretty meh, but it's mostly being able to clear a crowd opposed to just maybe a single enemy, because most grenades seem to be orientated around that at the minute. And especially if you can get that Rain variant, then you can definitely deal out a lot more damage. It's a lot more devastating. But yeah, that's pretty much the grenade, really. It is a lot of fun to use, I'm not gonna lie, especially this Singularity version. I think this is one of the variants that really helps the grenade do well, just because you don't really have to worry about getting it near the enemy remotely. You can just sort of throw it and then rely on it to do its thing. But especially with all these shielded enemies and the fact that it only can come in incendiary element, it can really make it an annoyance to use because it doesn't really do enough damage against shields. Yep, that's the video, guys. I hope you found this useful. Make sure to subscribe for future legendary item guides on my channel. And yeah, see you in the next video.